And we are back with another video. Again, regarding one of my favorite all-time television shows with the most creepiest sequence in television history for over 20 years, guys. The X-Files is back and has returned with a 6-episode miniseries, guys, which I don't know if it's going to live up to the hype for being 6 episodes. I really think that they should just do 10 episodes. Now, guys, let me start from the beginning of time. When I was a little boy, me and my brother, let me just tell y'all something. I really grew up. Me and my brother grew up looking at the X-Files because it was just something about that show. Even though it was creepy as hell as a little child, for some reason, I just always loved that show. The creepy. I just loved it. The song, I used to love the way it come on. I just loved it. I don't know. I just thought it was weird, but I love this show. It has over 9 seasons, guys. It's on Netflix. You know I be on Netflix looking at all these old episodes, like reliving all these memories. As you know, the original series started as Mulder searching for his sister, his long lost sister, and he had this conspiracy about aliens exist, and he met up with a doctor named Scully, who is Dana Scully, who is a physician who knows about the medications of her patients and the medications of procedures of people and what they need, to get better. But as they worked together, they became the FBI, and they solved a lot of crimes throughout the years. They just did so much. They helped a lot of people. They came close to dying on so many episodes. They had sexual chemistry throughout the season, and they actually became my two favorite people. They are the faves. Gillian Anderson, I must say, she looks real gorgeous and strikingly beautiful with blonde hair. Now, originally she had like the brunette type of hair with the mullet type hair, and I don't really know if I was crazy about that hairstyle with her, but anyway, push comes to shove, I really like how they both look. Even though they look, a little bit more older than usual. Of course, it's been years, guys. I'm just glad that they reunited and brought this back. Now, the very first part of of the start of this started yesterday, and let me just tell y'all something. When something first start back, and they're trying to do a continuation of something, it starts off a little slow. The pilot, which was entitled, I believe it was entitled My Struggle. It focused on them reuniting and getting back into the FBI, but it focused more on Mulder. Mulder was, looking kind of like a homeless person. At the beginning, I was like, okay, I don't know why they got him looking like he's homeless. He just looked like he was just having a bad day at the beginning of it. But then he met back up with Scully, and she was still the top flight physician, doctor, coming up with different procedures to help her patients, get better. She was in some type of, I don't know, some type of force, a thing like that she was helping somebody in something. She was just in one of her regular um, procedures where she was just happened to be in a position to helping one of her patients. And it just got up to the point where they met this girl. I cannot remember her name. And she was, I don't know. I don't really necessarily know how this episode comes with tonight's episode, because the first episode just kind of threw me off a little bit. Mulder was, having this conspiracy that maybe the aliens and maybe the X-Files was a myth after all the years that he thought that, he was following the fact that aliens do exist. And I don't know, it got kind of twist turned upside down with him. He had a struggle, you know, and I don't know, it just kind of went a little left field for me with the first part. But then I think it just got it picked back up with tonight's episode. It got back to the normal realm of what the X-Files was talking about. It focuses on a buzzing noise. They were focusing on like buzzing noises and bloodshot eyes, and it just got back to the originality. And I really enjoyed tonight's episode. The first episode was just the opening, and I don't really know how I really felt too much about it because it just was kind of a little over the place for me. But this episode tonight, man, it just focuses on a lot about. If you remember on, I can never remember what season this was when Scully was pregnant. It just focuses on motherhood. One of the things I loved about this episode, it focuses on motherhood and if their children were possessed by aliens and if their children had like some type of telekinetic force. It just focuses on a lot about motherhood. You just learn so much scientific theories with this episode. With the first episode, it was just too much going on. But with this one, I really, really get back into the field, and I really enjoyed it, especially the end of it. They put a little Carrie at the end of it. I guess a brother and a sister was together, and they had some type of telekinetic force against their father or something like that. He was keeping his kids away from knowing each other or something like that because they were unstoppable. They seemed to be some type of unstoppable force. His eyes was coming out bloodshotted. Ugh. And, it just focused a lot about children who may have had some type of defect as a child. Focused on a mother who was looking for her children, who her child, and she hasn't seen her child in a long time. And Scully had these flashback memories of her child, who probably was like 15, probably might be like 15 years old because it was 15 years ago, she said. And they took her child. If you remember, they took Scully's child because they were trying to run some type of, I don't know, some type of alien test to see if it was an alien, if it was infested or something like that. It's been a long time, but I really, really enjoyed. It's just Mulder was experiencing like funny noises, and even at the beginning of the episode, they had a little bit about LGBT, and it's just a lot going on. And a lot that you can just be like, wow, they really, really took it to another level. It focuses more on the now. And that's another thing. It focuses on LGBT more, seems like, and it just focuses more. It gets more realistic on the X-Files now. This is a continuation, and I don't know if it's a mini series or just something that they're just doing, but I don't really know if it's going to live up to the hype to be 6 episodes. I just feel like it should just be more, but I'm really, really loving what's going on so far. Great sequence of the second episode. The first episode, I don't know, but one thing I do understand about the first episode, it was just them getting back into the swing of becoming FBI agents again. But Mulder was having his, and this is where we get to his struggle. He was struggling, becoming back and getting on. Then it focuses on a online webcaster, Tad O'Malley or something like that. He had a theory about alien abductions, and this is focused a lot about the 1940s and how aliens came upon the earth or something like that. I don't know. I just don't really know too much about the first episode, but it was a good gesture for the first episode, but it just wasn't cutting for me. But the second episode, it seemed like it's getting back up to the hype. I don't know how many views it got, but shout out to the director because it's still directed by Chris Carter. He is an amazing director. He did an amazing job directing and getting it back. And the first episode just focuses on a lot of different topics, but it mainly focuses on Mulder, in the sense of he found that a woman or a patient, it's been a 15-year with this girl, and it just, the girl on the first episode had all her babies taken away by abducted aliens or something like that. I don't know. It was just too much going on with that first episode. I just don't really know. I don't really know how to sum up the first episode, but the second episode focuses on motherhood. A lot of mothers reminiscing on their children and how their children could probably have some type of telekinetic power or Forrest growing up, and the second episode was epic to me. It was more better than yesterday. As I was gonna review it yesterday, but then I was like, I don't really know. It was a slow start and it came on too damn late. But I actually really enjoyed tonight. And I can't wait to see it. So I guess it'll be coming on Mondays because I thought it would be coming on Sundays. I'm saying, okay, it came on Sunday. I thought it would be coming on Sundays, but it's going to be coming on Mondays. It's just going to zoom by so fast. But I'm just so glad to see. Well, I want to know if the truth is still out there. If these damn aliens really exist. Because you just never know. Anybody can have some type of defect, or I don't know. It's a reason why people come up with these type of shows. They have visions and things like that. But this is a very scientific show for people who are into this weird type of stuff. And I am into this weird type of stuff, okay? Not to say I don't believe in any type of UFO or anything, because I know that stuff don't exist. But I think that the X-Files is very, very interesting, and it's very, 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 it's very tasteful, for people who like science and scientific theories, for Back into the Future type things. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just love it. And I'm happy. I don't know if how. I can't wait to see the next episode on Monday. It's supposed to be about some wild type fuzzy monster or something like that. But anyway, I see that they have gotten a lot more. That the action has been a lot. It's getting a lot more action on this show, and it's just getting a lot more. It's just getting a lot more realistic with the X Files, because when the X Files came out back then, it was more fantasy. I can see that it's more realistic now. It's more up to date. Everybody gets cell phones. Everybody, you just see a lot of difference from back then to now. But I love the fact that they're still trying to keep the continuation of it. Now, almost one thing that shocked me is how it still seems like it comes on the same. I was like, OMG. I thought that they would maybe switch it up, but they kept it simple and said, okay, we just gonna leave it the same. I guess they couldn't think of no other idea. But anyway, I hope that you guys check it out. This is for all the X-Files fans. I hope I did a great job explaining it. The first episode I didn't know too much about, but like I said, this second episode did it for me. So this is Forever Burning TV.